I saw a couple brands, they had 1,000. Nobody even comes close to what Purity's offering here. I want you to talk about why we need 5,000 per day. And there's really only three ways to get it. I can either go out in the noontime sun, which really isn't practical for a lot of us, and there's, the skin concerns that you talked about before. I can go to a tanning bed. Again, not an optimal choice, or I can supplement the right way with Purity products. Why the importance of this 5,000 number? Why is that the magic bullet?
Yeah, because of a single fact, and this fact changed my life. 7 years ago, when I was researching vitamin D, I came across a number of studies that showed that if you put on your bathing suit and go outside in the summertime and sunbathe for about 20 minutes, 10 minutes on each side, you make between 10,000 and 20,000 units of vitamin D in 20 minutes. Now, that's incredible. I thought about that. Why would nature devise a system that made that much vitamin D that quickly? Mm-hmm. And if you look at levels of people like lifeguards or roofers or gardeners or something, their levels are 50 or 60 or 70. So that's the natural level. And studies very clearly show if you want your level to be ideal, your blood level to be 50 or 60, you have to take 5,000 units a day. 2,000 units a day will get your blood level up to maybe 32, but 5,000 units a day will get your blood level up to 50. And if you take less than that, you'll get some benefits of vitamin D, but you will not get the full benefit.
How do I know if I'm vitamin D deficient? I mean, other than there is a blood test, right?
Right. There is a blood test, and luckily more and more doctors are ordering the test. The problem with getting a blood test is first you have to get your doctor to agree to it, and then your doctor has to know something about vitamin D, and many of them are really too busy to read the current research.
Right.
Then you have to go and have the blood test done. And then you have to go back and have the doctor interpret it, and you hope that, by the way, the doctor ordered the right test.
Is there an easier way? Are there symptoms I could look for that would tell me, Pat, you're probably, well, I'm not a lifeguard, so chances are, right. And I'm not a roofer, so probably going to be vitamin D deficient, but are there symptoms I can look for?
Yes, not having enough energy is a common one. Aches and pains that doctors can't diagnose is another one. Interestingly, another is your musculoskeletal system, how kind of ready you feel, even your performance on the athletic field. We'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. I have a paper coming out in about a week talking about vitamin D's effect on athletic performance. How sharp you feel mentally, whether sometimes you're in a fog, it seems like you're just not thinking straight. Vitamin D is crucial for brain health. Those are the most common symptoms, but it's important to understand that most people who are vitamin D deficient won't have any way of knowing it because they've been deficient for so long. They think the way they feel and the way they think and the way they move is normal.
Yeah.
So you can't go by symptoms.
Now, Doctor, you've written that vitamin D deficiency is probably the single most overlooked problem we face when it comes to our health. How can you say something that strong? I mean, what's the scope of the problem here in the U.S.?
Well, more and more studies are showing virtually everybody is vitamin D deficient. Of course, it all depends upon how you define that. I mean, if you define vitamin D deficiency as anybody less than 30, then about half of Americans are vitamin D deficient. But many people, many scientists are now thinking that ideal level is 40, and many of us now think actually the ideal level is closer to 50. And if you use a cutoff of 50, then 97% of Americans are vitamin D deficient.
As part of this weekend's special national radio promotion, you can get started with Dr. Cannell's Advanced D for only $19.95. You heard me correctly, less than $20. Call now, 1-800-300-8170. Again, that's 1-800-300-8170. Don't miss out on this incredible radio offer. And don't forget to get the free bottle of Purity's Ultra Pure Omega-3 fish oil. And again, even the shipping is free. All of this for less than $20. 1-800-300-8170. Again, that's 1-800-300-8170. Yes. Let me ask you this. When people start properly supplementing vitamin D with a product like Purity products, getting that 5,000 IUs per day, what kind of a difference are they going to notice? Is it going to make them feel better?
Yeah, that's probably the first thing that they'll notice is an effect on their feeling of well-being and mood. By well-being, I just mean that feeling that, you want to live. In some ways, what's the point of going on from month to month to month where your get up and go is gone and you just don't really feel like doing anything. You're not excited about anything anymore. Your mood level is low. And that's one of the first things. And the clues that we had, it's sort of interesting, the clues we had to mood are very similar to the clues we had for heart health. We're going to talk about that later, but people who live, the closer you live to the equator, the better your mood. Listen to this type. In the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry, they looked at hundreds of people. This is what they found. They found that people with the lowest vitamin D levels were 11 times more likely to have low mood. And then Professor Reinhold Wiese at the University of Toronto actually did an interventional study where he gave about 300 patients 4,000 units of vitamin D for a year or so. And what stood out was their feelings of well-being improved, their feelings of wanting to live life.
And they can feel a difference when they start to supplement with the proper levels.
It takes about a month.
Yeah. All right, let me get to this special offer because I'm watching the clock here. Purity has put together a fantastic offer. You've got the vitamin D at the recommended dosage, the 5,000 IUs per day. And you've also asked them to combine it with their omega-3 fish oils. And there's a reason for that. I want you to explain that. The synergy you get, they seem to make each other even work better. Plus, you're really excited about the fact that you talked them into a pretty good deal.
Yeah, when I approached Purity, I said, vitamin D needs, again, it needs this special form of vitamin K, the expensive form, vitamin K2. It needs the boron, and I want it to be the patented boron, and it needs magnesium, and it needs zinc. And we'll talk about why that's important. But then I said it also needs fish oil. The two work together synergistically. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to give away a bottle of the molecularly distilled ultra-pure fish oil. I want you to give it away for free. And they kind of laughed, and they said, okay, we'll do it. And they asked me why, and I said, because in a month, most people will feel the difference, and they'll come back for more. You get a bottle of vitamin D, a month's supply of the complete formula, one you can't buy anywhere else, and a month's supply of fish oil.
What do you got to lose, right?
Right. What do you have to lose? And the reason that Purity agreed to do this is because the executives there now themselves have been on this, and they themselves know that you'll feel so much better after a month that you'll come back for more.
So one thing I like about Purity, they're old school. They put their money where their mouth is. They do business the way companies used to do business here in this country. They're so doggone confident in their product. They know after you try it for a month, you're going to come back. You're going to become a repeat customer. Folks, the offer we have today is absolutely unbeatable. Maybe Purity's best offer ever. Call now, 1-800-300-8170. Again, that's 1-800-300-8170. As part of this weekend's special national radio promotion, you can get started with Dr. Cannell's Advanced D for only $19.95. You heard me correctly, less than $20. Not for some one-week supply, not for some sample bottle. This is a full 1 month supply. If you bought vitamin D and all the amazing cofactors separately, it would cost you $50, $60, maybe even more. But Purity does it all today for less than $20. And even better, as Dr. Cannell just mentioned, Purity's also going to give you a free bonus bottle of their ultra-pure omega-3 fish oil. So you can experience what they call the magic of fish oil, along with the blockbuster benefits of vitamin D. And if all that wasn't enough, if you call right now, you'll even get free shipping. You just need to call Purity Products right now, and first thing Monday, Purity's going to shoot you out both bottles so you can get started quickly. So call now. Operators are standing by. Here's the number, 1-800-300-8170. Again, that's 1-800-300-8170. Don't miss out on this incredible radio offer. And don't forget to get the free bottle of Purity's ultra-pure omega-3 fish oil. And again, even the shipping is free. All of this for less than $20. Lock this down right now and put it to the test for yourself. And for the quality, ease, and insane value, this is the way to do it. So call now and try it. It'll be the best $20 you ever spent. We guarantee it 100%. Call now. Operators are standing by. 1-800-300-8170. Again, that's 1-800-300-8170. Dr. Cannell, for those just tuning in, what are some of the main benefits that people might expect to see once they go from being vitamin D deficient, as you say, to becoming vitamin D sufficient? How should they be feeling, or what should they see differently?
Well, the first thing that you'll notice is a feeling in your well-being, and you just think clear. But as time goes on, you'll notice differences in your gums and teeth. And if you ask anybody who's taking this product and has taken it for several months, just ask them about their fingernails. Ask them, what's the change, what's the difference in your fingernails? Now, these are things you can experience or see. Now,
what does it do to your fingernails? Do they grow quicker, or
they become harder? They become less brittle.
Really?
They're shinier. It's really a remarkable change in your fingernail. But it takes more than a month, because it takes about 6 months for the fingernails to grow out.
Mm-hmm.
But these are things we can see and feel. Vitamin D affects 36 organs. So
Wow.
You can't feel what it's doing in your pancreas. You can't feel what it's doing for your blood pressure, or your prostate. But we don't have time to talk about these 36 organs. But what we're talking about is the immune system, the pancreas, the heart, blood pressure, muscle strength, brain activity, prostate health, breast health, colon health, bone marrow, teeth and gums, kidney, lung, retina, skin, stomach, uterus. I mean, I could go on. But again, because activated vitamin D is a steroid hormone, it can affect all these organs because there's 2,000 genes that it's the key to those genes. And it depends upon which organ it is and which gene is involved. So there's 2,000 mechanisms of action. That's very important to understand because, we've been jaded with vitamin claims. Vitamin C and vitamin E are going to feel better, you're going to do this, you're going to, etc. And so people find it hard to believe. I mean, if vitamin D only did one thing, they find it easier to believe. But they just have to remember the mechanism of action, which is unique to any vitamin.
You mentioned colon health here. My family physician, as a precautionary move, put me on a pretty healthy dose of vitamin D. What's the connection?
Yeah, well, the reason your gastroenterologist did that is because there's just a wealth of studies now that are coming out showing that colon health and vitamin D levels are connected. But, Pat, there's the same studies about breast health, the same studies about prostate health.
This is like an insurance policy. You're nuts not to take this. Come on.
And the other thing I want to say is, so you're listening here, in 5 years, I don't want you to say, I didn't know about this. I was never told. I mean, 5 years from now, I don't want you to turn around and say, I didn't know about this.
I wish I would have known.
Because you've been told, right now, you're being told. You can't say you never knew about it, because I'm telling you right now.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Speaking of the cardiovascular system, and I know you could probably talk for about 30 minutes on this, but some of the information you sent me here, just fascinating what vitamin D does. Talk about its role in maintaining a healthy cardiovascular system.
Yeah, same clues. We know that heart health is better the closer you live to the equator. We know heart health is better in the summer than the winter. But just recently, there have been a slew of studies out of the best universities in the world, all connecting your vitamin D level to your heart health. Mm-hmm. There's a study, for example, out of Harvard by a friend of mine, Professor Edward Giovanici, and his conclusion was pretty stark. Here it is, quote, low levels of vitamin D are associated with higher risk in a graded manner, even after controlling for known risk factors. That is, even after they control for smoking, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, diabetes, all the things known to contribute, even after they control for that, there was a strong effect of vitamin D. So the way these doctors are thinking is, look, what's the risk versus what's the benefit? It looks like from the studies there's a tremendous risk associated with vitamin D deficiency. We don't have all the studies we need, and we're doing those studies now. But it would be unethical to let people remain vitamin D deficient while we're conducting all the studies we need to about heart health or bone health or breast health or prostate health or immune system. It would be unethical to let them wait vitamin D deficient. The problem is